Alright, so we're back. Finally got a little bit of sleep. Oh, game freezes. Okay, no. Oh, what's going on? Oh, somehow I was chatting in the in the search window of my bag. I'm like, why can't I move? Let's we can.
Yo!
Yeah. I did grab a little bit extra food. Score guess hey, we can use some of this. This we can vendor. What is this? Definitely don't need to open the small pack. That is annoying.
Keep it real!
What are these other quest items?
Talk to me!
Get rid of. Don't need the drawing kit. This is like an Ashar quest. Flare guns. Get rid of those.
Right
Items.
back!
So we go to Ash.
How are you? Keep your feet on the ground. Where would you like to fly to?
The soil of Ungoro Crater is reportedly enriched with potent magical qualities. I want to know facts from falsehoods. Go into the wilds of Ungoro and acquire enough quality samples of soil for our continued study. You may think that collection tasks are beneath you. That sort of attitude does not endear yourself to me or the Cenarian Circle. Bring the samples to Hanal, who is no doubt wasting time outside behind this tree. Just look for the piles of dirt. He will handle the logistics, not I.
Look at that map. Lots of yummy quests to do. That actually makes me, whenever I see this, I get happy. I'm like, I know that I'm in an area where I can just get something done. It's like, get stuff done here. Oh my god, I have so many quests. Yeah, we can get rid of Clear the Way. We haven't done any of it yet. Searing Gorge. Okay, we can get rid of that because pick that up again. I think just the Crystals of Power, but we can pick that up later. Hey, Zalcini. Holy whack-a-mole. I know I just logged in. So, yeah, I just started the stream. You're the first person here. Oh. Yep, 51. We're going to be 52, hopefully. Hopefully 53 today. Yeah, I was in Zul'Farrak, yeah. We were in Zul'Farrak, and that was interesting. Didn't get any loot though, so that was kind of sad. Ah, I don't want to mess with level 54. 52, 53, yes, 54, no. Big face, the dwarf hunter. He has big face. That's how. Oh, right.
You'd think that being chief digger for Marshall Expeditions means I like digging. There might be worse things to do in this world, but none really leap to mind. We were supposed to be digging in Terror Run, fantastic name by the way, for dead stegodons and diametrodons. Well, there are plenty of live ones there too. Will and Hall are still all about studying this death trap, so we need those dinosaur bones. Between you and me, though, bringing some from live ones will work out just as well.
All right, Salson, have a good day, man. I'll try to stay frosty. Try not to let King Mosh surprise me from behind. That big ass raptor. I always thought his name was King Crush, but apparently it's King Mosh or something. Crush or Crush would have been a cool. Hold on 1 second.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Yep, if I actually drink some mana. Drink, wouldn't it?
Lovely.
Nico, what's up, man? How's it going?
Lovely.
You got your word 8? Well, keep going. Keep going. Got a ways to go. I've got a 46 war that's just sitting in an inn right now that I haven't played in forever. But I gotta get this hunter, this melee hunter, to 60. I mean, at level 1 until like level 11, I always go herbalism and skinning, and just sell about almost all of it. And if I'm gonna go engineering, I save some of the leather for, for engineering. But yeah, then like level 11, I pick the professions I'm gonna stick with. So you're either gonna go like alchemy or you're a warrior. I like alchemy and warrior, but you can go. I'd go alchemy or engineering, one of the two. Yeah, but do whatever you want. But I think alchemy's pretty good. It's a lot more fun to level alchemy than it is engineering. Engineering's a pain in the butt to level.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Got a sore throat. That sucks. Is it the COVID? I actually feel better today than I did yesterday. My back doesn't hurt as bad, but it's still hurting. Not as bad as it was, though. It's not bad. I like this one. That one's really good. I just don't like that watermark at the bottom for some reason. I don't know why they put that in there. Let's go. Oh. 2 and... Alright, I gotta close down this image program because it gets too distracting. It's too much fun creating these different images for my overlays and different things. And just for inspirational work. I was happy that I got the Unreal Fortnite level editor downloaded and installed last night. Play around with that at some point in the future. See if we can create. Oh damn it! I did it again. I gotta change this keybind. Shit. Let's do. I'm doing Shift mouse button 5. You gotta change that keybind. Because now that's on an hour effing cooldown. Of course, now I have 2 minutes of 600 magical protection. A lot of good that does me now. How about, what's a keybind we can use? We're not really using S and Shift S. These are like claw stuff. I don't think I'm using Shift Q for anything, am I? I don't think so. Yeah, let's hold on. No, we're not. It's just trying to move my character. There you go. Shift Q. It's a keybind. I won't fat finger as easily. Yeah, I hope your sore throat gets better, man. Yes, Morpheus. Yes, we do not like the sore throat. I started streaming and I forgot to walk the dog first, so I'll probably take a break in about, I don't know, 30 minutes just to do a quick dog walk. He wanted to feed my pet, but he's always got poison on him. Hey Nick, my level is on the bottom left corner of the screen down here. I'm level 51. And we're more than halfway towards 52. Hey Raccoon, what's up, man? That might be an upgrade, maybe? It's leather though. Ah, intellect, strength versus agility, stamina. They look the same. Nah. Can't even reach afford with the ranged thunder. Hold on a second. Fantasy Swamp? Hold on, I'm doing this stupid image program and it keeps distracting me, so I have to, let me just finish getting rid of these two images and then I'll close this down so it doesn't distract me from playing the game, because this shit can be so distracting. 55, oh, it's only 55%. Damn you for distracting me. Alright. Yeah. You died an hour after you finished the dungeon. Checked my son while I was auto walking. Oh no, you died to respawns? Oh wait, that's your own fault, because you know better than that. You cannot walk away from your computer and leave. Never walk away from a hardcore character while you're with the game, with you being logged in. You have to log out. Like whenever I get away from the computer, you know, I log out. You know, just log out. Alright, so I am going to do something really quick, and then I promise I'm going to turn this program off so it doesn't distract me. We are going to see... weird watermarks in here. I don't like these I don't know why it's putting these watermarks in here. That's weird. This one doesn't have them. Anyways. Done with that. Done with that. I ain't touching that program again while I'm streaming. It's too addictive. Alright. No, I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean. What do you mean? Like, I mean, is it hard not to die? I guess it depends on how well you know the game. If you don't know the game that well and you haven't played WoW a lot, it can be hard, yeah. It depends on what character you're playing too. Like warriors are way more difficult than paladins. A lot of it depends on your familiarity with the game, and it depends on what class you're playing. So yes, it can be hard. Well, they're different. Oh, you said classic WoW. Oh, okay, I was thinking hardcore. No, I don't know. I mean, again, it depends on what you mean by hard. You mean hard to level a character to 60? Do you mean is it harder to gear up a character? You know what I mean? It definitely takes more time to level a character to max level in classic WoW than it would in retail. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's harder. It's just more time. I would say it's just more time consuming. You know, it takes more time. I don't think it's any more difficult, really. Maybe a little bit. Well, you shouldn't give up. You should just read the quests and just learn them. Do it the old-fashioned way, man. That's the best way to play the game. Install the voiceover here add-on. Yeah. Install the voiceover WoW add-on so that you don't have to read everything. You could just go in here and say,
Magic was once as revered as Elune herself to some elves. Some of their most powerful mages created runes and tablets, citing rules of the arcane and insights into their findings. I would leave these for all to ponder in public places. I would very much like rubbings of these runes from the ruins of Eldorath. I have a kit for you to make the rubbings with, but it will be up to you to find them. Be careful, though. The Explorers League isn't the only one interested in Eldorath.
Yeah, you gotta exactly. MMOs weren't created to skip reading the quest stacks. MMOs weren't meant to be like using fucking rested XP quest helper. They weren't created in that vein. I mean, they were created for you to read the text and learn the lore of the game and explore the world, and that's how the game is immersive when you do it that way. It's a lot more enjoyable. People forget that in today's world, which is really sad. Tyrant and Devil Soar. Shit. Tyrant and Devil Soar. Perfect.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's World of Warcraft with a beautiful Guild Wars 2 skin. Feels my favorite UI of any MMO is probably Guild Wars 2. Goes to level 32 warrior. You know what? I do need to upgrade my wolf. Forgot about that. I think I'm at 6. Yeah, we need to go to see where are we at. We're in Storm. See what's the closest? The Hinterlands? No. Bellwood. Ungoro Crater. No, we don't want to do it. Wow. Go to Fellwood today, we'll do it. Upgrade my pet's fight rank to rank 7. Oh, the grind is real. We'll dying left and right, but not the melee hunter. It's not done.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
Mm. Try LA. LA? What is LA? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I've played Lost Ark, yeah. Yeah, I've played Lost Ark. I just don't like isometric games, but if you go to my channel, here's me playing on the Russian server with my Reaper class. The Reaper class was cool. Okay, escape key brings up the menu. That's a good thing. All right, let's see. C key, auto runs. Okay, it's working again. So I don't know what happened, but everything just stopped working. All my keybinds just stopped working. Yeah, I like the graphics. I don't like isometric games, but I like the graphics in Lost Ark, like the art assets and stuff. In fact, I actually have a folder. Let's see. Just to show you that I did play Lost Ark. Here you go. These are all screenshots I took of the different loading, like the different loading zones, loading screens for different zones. Because I love the artwork style in Lost Ark. It's absolutely fabulous. And the art assets are fabulous. If it was a 3D game, and I said when I played Lost Ark, plus I don't like the monetization, and once they said that you had to buy, like once you have like a limit on energy, like how much you can gather, but you can actually buy from the shop potions, it'll give you more energy. Once I saw that, I quit the game immediately. Because I will not play a game that puts a paywall on a mechanic in the game, like a mechanic like gathering an herb. You're gonna put a fucking paywall on that? No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. But if this game was a fully 3D game, because I really dislike isometric view, you know, where it's that top-down camera angle. If this was a fully 3D game like World of Warcraft, I would have absolutely loved this game. But some of the artwork, as you can see, I took all these screenshots while I was playing the game, and you know, I really enjoyed the artwork, and what they did with the art was really good. And this was when I think I was, yeah, this was just a zone that was raining, actually, I think. You know. So yeah, just the people that made the game did a good job. It's just too bad they had to make it pay to win, you know, kind of ruin it with monetization. So I will not play a game that puts major mechanics behind paywall. I won't even do it. I'll be like, fuck you. I'd have to really like the game. Like like I said, if it was a fully 3D game, I would have played it for a little bit longer just because I enjoyed the combat, but I wouldn't have played it for any length of time. You know. Good game though. I mean, for sure. Could have been a lot better though. Could have been a lot better. Yeah. Well, this is the old version of World of Warcraft. Like, this is classic. Wow. If you play something like Guild Wars, you want to see a pretty game, play something like Guild Wars 2 or Black Desert, you know. Well, I mean, Vindictus is a fun game. I like Vindictus. You know, it's a fun game, but you know, it's a basically what's called it's called a hub-based instance MMO. Kind of, it's like called a hub-based instance MMO where you just have these hubs. Like, so if you look at my channel, you can just search for Vindictus. You can see me playing Vindictus as long as, what, 9 years ago. Here's a video of me playing Vindictus 9 years ago. You know. I don't know. I don't think it's the best. I still think Terra is the best. Because in Terra you have... The Vindictus combat is really good. It's great. But it's a little herky-jerky. And Terra combat's a lot more... is a lot smoother. And it's a lot better for, like, a multiplayer game. Like, if you're doing PvP in Terra, it's way more... Like, there is no real PvP in Vindictus. Again, it's just a hub-based MMO, so... But the combat's really good. There's certain things about the combat in that game, you know, Invictus, I really like. And if you like Vindictus, you should play a game called Continent of the Ninth Seal, which also has a really good combat system. It's a much older game. But, you know, I'm a big action combat person, so if there's an MMO that has action combat, I've probably played it, right? So if you want to look at... Yeah, if you want to look at Continent of the Ninth Star, I think Seal or something, or just C9, some people call it. Let's see, Continent. Let's just do... But it's an older game. You probably won't like it. And it's another hub-based game. Say Continent of the Ninth Seal. I can't believe I don't have any video. I know I'm almost positive I've streamed this game. Yeah, I can't seem to find it, but yeah, so the graphics look like this. So, you know, graphics look like that. So that, you know, it's an older game, so. But the combat's really good. But the best combat for MMOs is Black Desert, Terra, Vindictus, Continent of the Ninth Seal. You could even go back to Dragon Nest, I think. There's other games like Elion had really fun combat. You know, Guild Wars 2's got decent combat. Arcade had pretty fun combat, but they're not as good as like Black Desert. Like the most enjoyable combat, like if you're just talking about combat as far as like killing monsters, if you're killing monsters over and over again, Black Desert's by far the best. Like if you're just farming mobs, like killing monsters like over and over again, Black Desert, in my opinion, has probably the best, only because the transitions from fight to fight are the best. It gives you really smooth movement abilities that let you transition from fight to fight. You don't really have that in Vindictus, right? But if you're talking about a single individual counter of just one specific fight, especially a difficult fight, a challenging fight, I think Vindictus is pretty high up there. Also, Terra is up there. But yeah, Terra, Vindictus, and Black Desert all have really, really good combat systems. In MMOs, I like to solo a lot. I like to experiment with different builds that aren't very common builds. I like to play the builds that are people think are shitty, you know. I like to do stuff that people haven't thought of doing, you know. Like in Terra, I sold Fanga Caprima, which back when before they removed the campfire bug, meaning that you could basically kill a boss and then you wouldn't have to clear all the trash to go into the next boss because you would just run to the next boss and all the mobs would chase you. Then you would drop a campfire, jump up on the campfire, and then they would all despawn. So yeah, I like to do a lot of just stuff like that, different builds. I like to experiment. I just like to enjoy the game too. You know, I'm not a... I don't try to like flex my muscles or EP it or be like, hey, look at me. You know, I like to just play the game and have fun. I like to enjoy the game, you know. I like to play MMOs the way they were meant to be played, like a massively multiplayer, you know, player online role-playing game, you know. Sphere is annoying. Yeah, Lost Ark is combat. It just isn't that fun because of it just becomes very repetitive, and the third, you know, that third person, you know, isometric camera view, I just really dislike. And it's click to move, and you got to be fucking kidding me. I hate click to move. I don't want to play any game where I have to click to move. I think that's asinine. I think that's just stupid. In today's world, that we're fucking clicking on the ground to move our character around, I think that's just ridiculous. So I really dislike that. And I almost feel sad for people that like it. I almost feel sad for people that play a click-to-move game and actually, for whatever reason, like it. I'm like, that's just stupid. You know what I mean? It's just a stupid mechanic. You know what I mean? It's just dumb. Well, you can still use WASD for your skills, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm using A, like, look, A is Raptor Strike. D is using, like, my trinket. Right? You don't have to use... You can keep on whatever you want. Right? Like, I don't even need to... I mean, I can move my character just with my mouse, right? Look. I'm moving my character completely with my mouse here. I don't even need to use WASD, right? How am I walking? Like, again, I don't have to push forward if I don't want to. I can just use I can hold down both mouse buttons and move. I can auto run. Now I'm not even touching the keyboard or the mouse. Now I'm not even touching the keyboard or the mouse and I'm moving, right? So there's 3 different ways I can move forward. I can auto run, I can hold down both mouse buttons, or I can hold down the W key, right? Like, watch here. I can fight a mob without using movement keys. I'm just gonna use my mouse, right? So right now I'm just holding down my mouse buttons, right? Right. Right.
Lovely.
Now it's pretty janky, but I can do it. Look. Right? So I wasn't even using my movement keys. just using my mouse. Yeah, it's tab combat. You and your damn clone. Yeah, I really don't like click-to-move games. I think that's stupid. And so here's my point. Here's my point, Paul. Lost Ark, I actually
Lovely.
For a click-to-move game with an isometric camera, I actually played it for a couple months and enjoyed it. But here's my point. If that game was a fully 3D, non-click-to-move game, like World of Warcraft or Black Desert, it would have been 10,000 times better. 10,000 times better. It would have been so much better. Imagine doing the Lost Ark combat with your camera zoomed in like this. Imagine fighting 20 mobs, doing your abilities that you have in Lost Ark to fly around the screen and jump up in the air. Imagine how awesome that would be. It would be fantastic. It would be like next level as far as a combat system. You know, so people that, you know, the reason they don't do it is because it's more taxing on the computer, right? The biggest reason they don't do it is from an optimization point of view. It's a lot harder to optimize all those flashy spells and stuff and mobs in a fully 3D camera. I don't, you know, just whatever reason it you know, the art style, plus the art style is a lot more takes up more memory and stuff if you do a fully 3D. And remember their world is very small. It's basically a, you know, it's basically a, like if you look at a map in Lost Ark, it's really awful. That's another thing about Lost Ark I don't like. I like the way the maps look. I like the way the art assets look. They're beautiful. But the maps themselves are just tiny, right? Like, they're like... see, these are like the I want to see like a level area. I'm not getting like an actual area where you're like questing. Here, like this. This is like a Lost Ark, right? See, so when you're in a zone in Lost Ark, this is what the map looks like. It's this tiny bullshit. You're this little character. I mean, your character is like as big as my mouse pointer here. And you're moving through this bullshit, like, it all looks like a cave system, you know what I mean? It's tiny. You can barely move. I mean, like, if you are in this corridor, you only move about 10 or 15 steps in the direction to run into an area you can't go any further on. You know, contrast that with where I am right here, where I can walk from this part all the way over here. I can have a mob attack me here and chase me all the way over to here. You know what I mean? It's not really yeah, exactly. It's not an open world game. It's a very limited. It's almost like, you know, so that's why I don't like games like that. I don't like the restrictive maps. I don't like click to move, and I don't like the top-down isometric camera. But after all of that, again, Lost Ark is a really good game, and I enjoyed playing it for a couple months, but, you know, I couldn't get past those limitations. Those limitations are what I mean. But the biggest limitation was the paywall. You know, when they put a paywall, when they say that I can't gather limitlessly and that I'm like limited to how much I can actually gather per day, fuck you. Fuck you. Right there, fuck you. You can take your game and shove it straight up your ass, because that is completely inappropriate in my opinion. To sit there and tell a player they can't play the game. Like, I can't do something. You don't have enough energy to pick a flower. To me, that is ludicrous. That is ludicrous. And then, to make it worse, to say, but if you go to the cash shop and pay $5, you can get a potion and keep on going. I'm like, come on. You can take that shit, shove it up your ass. And this zone is such a grind, man. This zone is a grind. I don't know. I don't remember how the economy works very well in Lost Ark. You can certainly design a game where it's not going to destroy the economy, right? How's that going to destroy the economy? As far as I could tell, the economy was already fucked up in that game. WoW has no limit on gathering herbs, and it didn't destroy the economy. The only thing that destroys the economy in WoW is gold selling, gold buying, and botting, right? You take away that shit, and the economy's just fine, right? If the game is designed correctly, you're not going to have any issues. So saying that taking away the limit is going to break the economy just means that the game's broken, in my opinion, to start with, right? Well, no, that's true. Yes, true. It's kind of like how it is in like a game like New World, and that's because the developers made it that way, because they made it to be capped, so that you couldn't, you know what I mean? So if you, you know what I mean? it's a domino effect, right? If you take away the limit, you have to make other changes. You can't just take away the limit, right? You have to make the resources more, not infinite, right? You have to make them more difficult to find. You have to make them more time consuming to farm. Those changes have to be put in place, right? But having herbs and stuff that are cheap, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. Like World of Warcraft in vanilla does a pretty good job in that, if the server's pretty busy and let's say you're a miner, it takes a while to get your mining resources because there just aren't that many of them. And that's the way you handle that. But, obviously Lost Ark's not set up that way right now, right? You could also do it like, similar to a game like how Ion did it. And how Ion did it is the resources were plentiful, but to skill up your skill, to keep getting higher level resources took time. So the resources were plentiful, but like, let's say I had to pick like 100 flowers in one zone so that I could then pick the flowers that were in the next zone. It was time consuming, and there were like a new type of, the skill level. It was a lot more time consuming. So it wasn't like there was really a cap, like a limitation on being able to find the resource. It was just that it took time to level your skill up. That's another way. So you either have to limit the resources or make it skill based and just make it such that it does take time to level the skill up so that you can get the resources you want. Oh, and the other way to do it is kind of how World of Warcraft does it too, which is to only put the higher level resources in higher level zones, right? Then you can only get them when you're high enough level. Like I can't get
Lovely.
I can't think of the high level
Lovely.
mining resource here in World of Warcraft. I'm blanking out on the name of it. But let's say mithril. I can't get mithril ore in a level 10 area, right? So I can't even get it. So that alone right there makes the resource harder. Because when the game launches, there's not going to be any mithril ore. There's not going to be any like tin or iron when everybody's level 1, because nobody's high enough level to go into the zones where those resources even exist. And the way you handle it, and here's the other way you handle that, Paul. It doesn't really matter if the resources are easy to get. If you create gear that doesn't last forever, or if you create items that don't last forever. Let's say all of your gear wears out over time. It's got like how my gear in World of Warcraft has durability. But what if durability can't be recovered? Let's say your durability is 35 out of 35, and I play the game for an hour, and I'm killing mobs the entire time. My durability goes down to like 25 or maybe 20. But when I repair it, it only repairs up to maybe 10%, 90% of what it was. So you got to take 3.5 off of it, and now you're looking at 32.5, right? Or sorry, 31.5. So my durability went from 35 to 31.5 after playing the game for an hour, right? Then what happens is your gear breaks, and you have to keep getting new gear. Now, they could put mechanics in the game that could try to prevent that. And obviously, like magical gear, more powerful magical-based gear, would have magical properties that would make it more durable. But that's another way that you keep resources in demand. Because if the gear doesn't last forever, people have to keep making the gear to equip their characters, which means the resources needed to make them are always going to be in demand, which means the price of the resources isn't going to go down. So there's lots of ways you could fix those issues. Now, the way World of Warcraft does it is the World of Warcraft on a popular healthy server, especially on a hardcore server. Like, imagine there being a hardcore server where you could trade and use the auction house, but you only have one life. There really wouldn't be an issue with resources simply because there's always going to be a heavy influx of level 1 players because they keep dying. There's always going to be players starting over, which means there's always going to be a need for the resources to level those professions and to craft gear. There's always going to be that need, which means the price of resources is always going to be good. So again, there's, like I said, there's so many ways to fix these issues. I hate these mobs. This is always one of the quests I hated the most in WoW. This quest, because they would just fear you, and it takes twice as long to kill one, almost 3 times as long, because they're just like fearing you all the time. So annoying. What do you mean, did I restart WoW? No. This is the same account I've had on World of Warcraft since 2004. See this account right here? This is the same account I've had ever since 2004. I've been playing the game ever since 2004. Right. Like if we... I don't know, like if we log out here... I also wanted, I wanted to show you, here's Guild Wars 2, right? If you've never played Guild Wars 2, Paul. This is what Guild Wars 2 looks like.
Hold them. Stand your ground. Charge.
Now I gotta remember how to switch weapons, so here we go.
Receive the light. Hold the line.
Yeah. Guild Wars 2 is a fantastic MMO. Oops, I did not mean to close. I didn't mean to close that. Oh well. So if we were to log out, right, and we were to go to retail, WoW, see World of Warcraft Live. It's gonna call it Dragonflight. Social contract bullshit. And we were to pick this character here. No, I don't like retail WoW. Retail WoW's got the GDKP bot gold buying, gold selling, boosting bullshit that I very much dislike. We haven't seen you in a while. Get a fresh start with new adventures in Stormwind. Would you like to teleport there? Okay, sure, why not? I don't care, it's just another city.
Is this hello or goodbye?
So, what I wanted to show you is that this is my character that I created in 2004. That's how old this character is, right? So this character has and it doesn't even have that much playtime, but 148 days, 14 hours, and 17 minutes, right? Anyway, so that character is from 2004. How's it going, Wallace? How you doing, man? I'm gonna have to walk the dog here in a minute, guys. In like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes here. Just let me see if I can... How many more of these do we have to kill? Oh, I've already killed 10, but I still need the scales. Oh, jeez, what the hell? My inventory's full. Oh my god. Target is tapped. What? Oh yeah. Turtle WoW. He's still playing Turtle WoW, huh? Oh yeah, today is April. Oh, reminds me, I gotta pay the rent. I forgot I gotta pay the rent. Relog worked, yeah. Just love being feared. Not. Solo LBRS. Well, get yourself some invisibility potions and make sure that you have, lots of good buff food and stuff. But yeah, you're going to be going in there without a pet, so. Well, you can take your pet. I think up to, you'd have to take a pet that you're fine with getting rid of, though. I can't remember if I took a pet when I went in there or if I just soloed it. Can't remember. It's been so long. I know I didn't have a pet when I... Can't remember if I brought a pet and just got rid of the pet. Maybe, I don't know. Or if I just like stealth past all the mobs. You know? And by stealth, I mean walked past them and then used Shadow Meld whenever I needed to, Because there's going to be times when, I would have to use Shadow Meld. Ah, damn it. If you don't have shadow mode, it's really difficult to solo, like almost impossible, because there's going to be pathers that are going to walk around, and with shadow mode, you can just shadow mode and wait till the path moves past. There is only one hunter, and that is the night elf hunter, baby. I love night elves though. I love shadow mode. I think it has lots of good uses, but oh, you're a high elf, huh? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Lovely. Lovely.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's nice to have that increased bow skill. Is definitely gonna help you miss a lot less. It's good. No, it's good. Having weapon skill is always good. You know, because it's gonna mean you're gonna miss a lot less often with that weapon. It's basically like hit rating. Plus, it gives you a better crit rating too. You know, whenever you have a weapon, like in WoW, if you have a weapon, like a new weapon that you pick up and you have to skill it up, take a look at your crit chance with that weapon, and then as you skill up and your weapon skill goes up, your crit chance will actually go up. So your crit's going to increase, and your chance to hit's going to increase. Yeah, Turtle's it's a good server. It's fun server for sure. God, I can spend so much time in Ungaro because you're looting the blood petal sprouts for repeat turn-ins. You're looting the crystals for repeat turn-ins. I mean, so you just basically, it's a nightmare, man. Spend so much time just running around picking stuff up off the ground. Oh yeah, there's so much there's so much stuff in Turtle. I have no idea, man. Like no idea. They've added so much to Turtle. You know, sometimes I don't want to play games like that just because it's almost a little bit overwhelming. It's like, oh, there's so much shit I don't know, and that's why official WoW servers to me usually, I don't want to say always are better, but it's nice to know it's the official server because you know that it's not going anywhere. And you know that the polish is going to be there. There's not going to be that many bugs. But Blizzard's never going to... I don't think they're ever going to put out like a good, you know, WoW... Like a good WoW, like Vanilla Plus. I don't think they're going to... I don't know if they'll put out like a really good Vanilla Plus. And they shouldn't put out... I'm sick of Vanilla Plus. I don't want to hear the word Vanilla Plus. I mean, actually, I'm not sick of Vanilla Plus, but what I'm saying is WoW should put out an expansion. Just call it an expansion. You know how, like... I mean, all MMOs have expansions. All MMOs have content updates. WoW needs to put out an expansion that goes off of vanilla, right? So, here. You've got vanilla WoW, and then what happened is you've got, you got TBC, right? TBC, Wrath, and what was after Wrath? Cataclysm? And then you've got vanilla. So what WoW needs to do, if they want, the best thing they could do is put out an expansion that goes this way. So when I go this way, what I'm saying is the level's going up. So this is level, right? And this is level 70. And what was Wrath? Was Wrath 80? And I don't know what Kata was. Was Kata 85? So what they need to do is they need to put out an expansion based off of vanilla, but don't change the level. It's still 60. And just add new storylines, new quests, new content. That way it keeps the world relevant. Exactly. This is what they need to do. And if they just create a really cool expansion with really good stories and like a really good boss, like a really good protagonist, it would be really cool, and I think people would really like it. To me, that's what they should do. You know, if they want to create a version that would satisfy those vanilla lovers, you know what I mean? Yeah, just more quests, but create like a really cool storyline, like a really cool protagonist that, you know, maybe there's like Stormwind make Stormwind be attacked by some new enemy. Some new enemy attacks Stormwind and like takes a bunch of slaves and kills a bunch of people, and you have to try to figure out who it is, who's leading the attack, who's behind the attack, and you have to try to take them out, man. Think of it again. I always say this, but think of it like Dungeons and Dragons. It's just a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. That's all expansions are. They're just campaigns, right? It's a story, and it gives the players an interesting story to follow. Once they complete the story, they're happy. They've successfully completed that journey. And then they move on to the next journey. And that's what it should be, but that's not what Blizzard really does, you know? So yeah, sure, I can show my talents in a second. So I started off first going into Deflection 5 out of 5, then I went Savage Strikes 2 out of 2, then I jumped over into the Beastmaster tree, and I went Endurance Training 5 out of 5, then I went Thick Guide 3 out of 3, and then I went 2 out of 5 on Aspect, then I grabbed Swiftness, then I grabbed 5 out of 5 here, and then I think here, at some point I had to go back and grab 2 more here. I think it was maybe to get down to here. But Ferocity 5 out of 5, Intimidation 3 out of 5, Frenzy, and then I jumped back into the Sur'el tree and grab Monster Slang, and then grab Clever Traps for the increased damage on my traps by 30%. And now we're just trying, and then of course I grabbed Deterrence. Now we're putting points into Survivalist so that we can get down and grab Sure-Footed for the hit rating, Trap Mastery for decreased chance they're going to resist my traps, and improved Feign Death. But actually we don't even really need improved Feign Death. We're going to be like 60. And once we get these filled out, we'll be level 60. At that point I'm going to respec into something different. But that's what I have right now. Hey Sawyers, what's up? Oh, well, the rotation's simple. Okay, the rotation, it doesn't get any simpler than a melee hunter, right? You don't have hardly any abilities. The rotation's pretty much always the same.
Lovely.
But there's things you can do, like to mix up the
Lovely.
rotation if you want. Like the rotation is going to be I drop an immolation trap, I send my pet to attack the mob, I pull my pet back so the mob walks through the immolation trap. As the mob's moving back, I go ahead and hit Raptor Strike. That way it cues it up so that when the mob gets in range, the first ability I use will be Raptor Strike. Now that's only important for my wolf because my wolf casts Furious Howl. So I want my first ability that I'm using to be Furious Howl so that it gets the benefit. I mean, Furious Howl. Raptor Strike so that it gets the benefit. So watch. Put down trap. Send pet. Right? Okay, queue up Raptor Strike. Raptor Strike's already queued up. Bring pet back. Once he walks over, send pet, swing Raptor Strike. Then I usually do like a wing clip just for the hell of it. And then that's it. And then you just wait for Raptor Strike to come back, Raptor Strike. And now you're just waiting on Raptor Strike. Now you can do different things. Like, you can feign death, drop another trap if you want. Like, watch, we can feign death, drop another immo trap. Right? I can have my pet stun the mob if I want. I can clip them and run away if I wanted to heal myself or something. We could use my keybinds to turn off my pet's growl, right? And then heal my pet. And like if early in the fight, if I start the fight off with my pet's growl off, then the mob mob's gonna attack me, and we can proc like mongoose bite. So there's different things you can do with your macros, and swapping threat between you and your pet is something you should get really good at. You're gonna want to probably get a pet that has a cower, train your cower ranks up. I don't have that right now currently, but I've done it before with my raptor. I had cower, and we're gonna get another pet with cower here pretty soon. That's another ability I need to skill up though. My cower skill isn't max right now. But when you're killing mobs like this that are like your level or higher, you're probably gonna want your pet to be tanking. Because if you tank, you're just gonna take too much damage. Unless you've got really good gear. Which you usually don't have when you're hardcore.
What's up? Hurry back!
Oh, hello there. I'm Holanyi, the chief scientist and
around.
biologist of Marshall Expeditions. My brother and I, along with our companions,
Potential customer!
I need these, do I? 10 strength, 10 intellect. Don't need that, don't need that.
Glad I could help! Oh, do I have a deal for you? Keep it real!
Alright, I gotta take a break because I gotta walk the dog, guys. I gotta walk the dog! He needs to go outside and I gotta get something to eat. I think I'll stop the stream here just because I want to get something to eat. Because I haven't eaten anything today, and it is 11:30. Yeah, I'm doing the Meat Hunter achievement. Yeah, it's called Close Quarters Combat. But yeah, I'm going to stop the stream here and get something to eat. But I'll come back and stream again within the next probably 30 minutes to an hour. And I'll catch you guys then. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Yep, you too. I'll be back in pretty soon. And I will catch you guys then. Peace out.